Alright there folks, welcome to another Fishing Adventures, and today it's all about sweet corn, and in particular the fall rate of it through the water. Now we did the maggot one, didn't we? And I have got a floating maggot one to do, and also side hooked, because a few people commented going, oh, you know, I fish this a lot, does it make a difference in reality? So I'm going to be checking that out very soon in another video. But today it's about corn, because someone mentioned on the last video that corn kind of negates all this dropper shot type thing, because if you set it up properly to fish corn, corn will actually register on the tip of the float, which is the best way of doing it really. But what about the fall rate and moving that shot? Will it have the same impact as it did before? Because it's okay having that bait showing up on the bristle of your float, but you need to catch the fish's attention first, and you've got a better chance of him seeing it if it's falling slower through the water column. And this is the point that I'm trying to get. Okay, so we're going to check that out, but I also want to check corn skins. Now they are deadly, especially at this time of year where it's cold and miserable. The fish aren't really feeding, but if something like flutters down, they'll probably have a snatch at it. Okay, so I've gone a little bit crazy and a little bit mad scientist, and I've been crunching the numbers, and these are the numbers basically. The top one there is basically to do with the height of the water and the resistance on the bait as it goes down, and we've got 0.0311. okay, I don't know what that means, but there you go. The next one is the density of the liquid depending on the depth of it, with the volume squared and everything else, and basically it remains exactly the same, so we can forget about that one as well. And the third one is basically to do with sausage and egg and butties for breakfast and stuff, so we can basically discount all of that and just shove it on a hook and stick it in the tank. So that's exactly what we're going to go and do now. Right then, so this first one is just with 2 droppers like we did before. The first shot is sitting right above the double knot, okay, and I'm putting on kind of like a medium-sized bit of corn, okay, and we'll see. So I'm going to grip hold of the bulk as per normal, and what I'm going to do is just going to drop that in, and in it comes. Now that shot has settled now, and that hook bait is there, so I'm just going to do that one again. Exactly the same. I'm going to drop it in. I'll tell you when the bottom shot has settled, and I'll highlight it on the screen. And that shot has settled now, and that hook bait comes floating down perfectly. So okay, so I'm going to move that shot up by the 2 inches that we did before, just to see, because that did go down quite quickly, but we'll see. So that is 2 inches again, and it's coming in 3, 2, 1. That is in. That bottom shot has settled, and that is taking again loads longer, and that is arcing through. It's just settled now, so we'll do that again. So again, just by moving it 2 inches is that shot has settled. You're just increasing the chances of that being seen by a fish massively, although that one didn't seem to take as long. So we'll try that again, just so we've got 3 to compare. That is in. That shot has settled now. Oh yeah, that is taking a bit longer. So again, even with corn, even if you've got that shotted up so it sits on the deck, it doesn't matter, because the fall rate has increased again because of the because of moving that shot. So what I'm going to do now is we'll take that off, we'll reset the shot in pattern. Right then, so for this test now we're going to be trying 2 corn skins. Okay, it's a fantastic bait, as I said, at this time of year. We've got the 2 droppers and then 2 bits on the hook, so that's going to come in 3, 2, 1. That is in. And that shot has settled now, the bottom one. Look how slowly that falls. And that has just settled now. I mean, that was twice as long as it was when we moved the shot up on the normal piece of corn. So let's do it again. Bottom drop has settled now. and that is just slowly wafting down. I mean, that in itself is definitely worth doing just for the hang time in the water. So we'll move those shot again and try it like we did before. So we've moved that up 2 inches now. That's coming in 3, 2, 1. That is in. That bottom dropper has settled, and look at that. That is taking an age to settle. That is just wafting down, and it's literally no weight to it at all, and that has just settled now on the deck. So we'll do that again, do each one twice. So that shot has settled, but look at where the bait is now. Still just slowly fluttering down. And that makes a massive difference. Right then, so there we go, that was corn, and that was, for me, again, really interesting and quite an eye-opener. Just moving that shot 2 inches up doubled the fall rate again, and that was on corn, which is a much heavier bait. But if we think back to the density of the water, that's constant, that doesn't change. So shot placement, I think, really needs to be experimented with and looked at. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I know people will question this and moan about it and say, oh, it's wrong, oh, no one fishes that rig, oh, you're fishing it wrong, and all this sort of stuff. But how do you know what you're doing is right unless you actually physically see it in a tank? Do you know what I mean? And it's like I've said even in my very early videos that I did, you've got to try these baits at home. There's no point in going out to the shop and buying some pellets for your method feeder, getting to the bank, sorting them out, and then chucking your feeder out without having a clue how they're reacting. Do you know what I mean? You've got to experiment, you've got to try things, and this is what I want you to do. I really want you to start experimenting and just spending a bit of time, just half an hour, just testing rigs or different baits in water and stuff like that, because what you've been told isn't always correct, because the information is been fed blind. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I know Matrix do the underwater videos, and they are a real eye-opener, because even the anglers sat on the box, I mean, these are the best anglers in the country without a doubt, and even they're questioning what's happening, and even they're realizing that what they thought was happening is completely wrong. So, you know, it's definitely worth doing it. So yeah, just another really quick one. As I say, I've got more to come. I'm going to be doing pellets, something on the jigger float, and the side hooked maggots with the floating maggots as well, because I'm really interested to see the fall rate of the floating maggots, and I'm going to show you how to make floating maggots as well. So stay tuned, stick around, and if you've watched more than 2 of these videos, that is a massive hint that you need to be hitting that subscribe button, so get it done. Thank you very much. Catch you later.